Welcome back to the channel. Today we got Blitzkrieg from the Mitzi studio. This is how Germany damn near conquered the entire world, their entire military strategy, simplified into a cute little cartoon. How lovely. Let's take a look here together. Enough yapping. Los geht's.
Blitzkrieg, the tactical dream scenario of Germany's favorite villainous mustache enthusiast Adolf Hitler. You know, the guy who looked at World War I trench warfare and thought, how can we make the new war go faster and even more terrifying? Apparently, a guy called Heinz Guderian claimed to have the answer. Storm in like a boss with fast-moving tanks, screaming Stuka dive bombers and artillery while everybody chats over the radio. And just like that, Blitzkrieg was born.
So you just go fast. Blitz is, what is Blitz? Lightning? So it's just lightning war? So it's just fast warfare. Makes sense.
Combining speed, firepower, and the audacity of a drunken dare, or a meth head. But we will come to that later.
Oh, nice.
Let's set the scene. It's 1939, and one of the countries in Europe that was just minding its own business was Poland. A place that had mostly psycho...
Poor Poland with their horsies. Oh no.
...wacko dictators as neighbors. Speaking of red flags, I'm sure the swastika and Soviet banner were among them. Suddenly, Poland found itself hosting a Blitzkrieg beta test, and right from the start, things turned into chaos for the Polish army. The Luftwaffe was bombing cities and railways, cutting off Polish frontline forces, and generally making things very uncomfortable for everyone below. Meanwhile, panzer divisions rolled through the countryside, bypassing strongholds with high speed like it was all a scene from The Fast and the Furious. Get it? Okay. Then on September the 17th, the Soviet Union crashed the party from the east. Because why let Hitler have all the fun?
Damn, so Poland got sandwiched between Germany and Russia and actually got freaking spit roasted on both sides. That sucks.
After the swift conquest of Poland, the war shifted gears into what's known as the Blitzkrieg, or as it's cheekily translated, the sitting on your butt war.
Hey, yo! The Blitzkrieg was wild.
While the French fortified their borders and waited for something to happen, the Germans were anything but idle. They used this lull to finalize invasion plans for Denmark and Norway. The butt-sitting phase officially ended when Germany steamrolled Denmark in just a few hours. Clearly, those Panzer boys were on a tight schedule.
They took Denmark in a few hours. That is, I guess there was not much of a fight from Denmark, but I mean, I get it if you're facing insurmountable odds, you know.
Norway, however, proved to be a trickier nut to crack, thanks to a pesky little thing called the Royal Navy, and the fact that Norway is, well, kind of massive and covered in snow. Perhaps a bad omen for what lay ahead. By now, the German armoured convoy had reached its next destination, France and the Low Countries. The French, feeling pretty confident, had constructed a supposedly impenetrable defensive marvel known as the Maginot Line. It was like building a massive wall to keep out burglars, but forgetting to lock the back door. Predictably...
Tell me more. They built a giant wall, and they made them pay for it. But actually, though, how is there a back door, though?
The Germans didn't bother with the front. Instead, they strolled right through the Ardennes forest, a region the French assumed was too dense for tanks. Turns out the Germans were basically saying, hold my schnitzel.
Huh? So
in addition to schnitzels, German soldiers...
They just went around the wall. Dude, they just went around the wall because there was a forest there? And the French were like, nah, there's no way they could go through the forest. What?
Soldiers were also supplied with Pervitin. As it turns out, Blitzkrieg wasn't just about tanks and tactics. It was about troops blitzed out of their minds on methamphetamine. Now, if you're struggling to imagine what an invasion led by a meth-fueled Nazi horde in armored vehicles looks like...
Dude, Jesus. Talk about nightmare fuel. A meth-fueled armored vehicle Nazi army. Jesus.
Like, well, let me paint that picture for you. Auf der Heide.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo!
Auf der Heide blüht ein kleines Blümelein und das heißt Erika. Heißt von
Yo, this is
100.000
sick.
kleinen Bienelein wird umschwärmt Erika, denn ihr Herz ist voller Süßigkeit.
Damn.
Zarter Duft entströmt im Blütenkleid. Auf der Heide blüht ein kleines Blümelein und das heißt Erika.
Oh my god. Turbo Nazis. This is incredible. Oh my god. Wow. And then they finally crash at Dunkirk. Oh my gosh. So they're just on like a complete meth-driven bender for who knows how long, and then they just crash out at Dunkirk. Oh my god. That is absolutely nightmare fuel.
So yeah, that happened. This was apparently the German interpretation of a Tour de France, with the panzer divisions reaching the outskirts of Dunkirk in just 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
For reasons still debated, Hitler then decided to call a halt to his tanks and let the Luftwaffe finish the job. Part of the delay was likely because Hermann Goering, eager to prove his worth, wanted to claim some glory. Sadly, he proved to be far better at clearing out buffets than winning battles.
Oh, damn.
Anyway, the Luftwaffe failed to wipe out around 400,000 British and French troops on the beaches, and most of them managed to hop on boats and float off to England.
I did see this movie about Dunkirk called Dunkirk. And it was an amazing, amazing movie.
Despite the Luftwaffe's fuck-up at Dunkirk, the Germans still demonstrated the overwhelming power of their Blitzkrieg doctrine.
Oh, why do they have hairy nipples?
In less than a week, they had occupied the Netherlands, bombed the Dutch city of Rotterdam to rubble, and forced Luxembourg to surrender in just 12 hours.
Oh my gosh.
What followed was the Battle of Britain, where Goering yet again showed the world he was more obese than capable. His Stuka dive bombers performed great during the invasion of France, but high in the skies above Britain, surrounded by Spitfires and Hurricanes, yeah, not so much.
Ooh, you got them British dog fighters up there, boy.
At this point, Hitler focused his attention on the east. In June 1941, Germany decided to take its lightning war to a whole new level with Operation Barbarossa, the biggest road trip in history. This was a blitzkrieg campaign on steroids, or methamphetamine, you pick. Tanks were rolling through the Soviet defenses and planes were bombing Soviet positions into oblivion. By the end of summer 1941, the Germans were moving fast and the Red Army was scrambling to keep up.
Damn. So I guess this was the biggest armored vehicle attack in human history? That is staggering.
But then the Germans got introduced to Rasputitsa, aka the mud season. This quagmire was a far cry from rally racing through the green fields of northern France. By November, the Russian winter set in and pretty much screwed up the entire plan of the Wehrmacht to capture Moscow.
Yeah, the Russian winter will screw up everybody's plan. It's fine. It happens.
When spring arrived and most German soldiers finished defrosting their testicles, the army once again blitzed their way through Soviet defense lines toward the Caucasus and the city of Stalingrad. After months of maintaining the initiative, Hitler thought it would be cool to capture the city of Stalingrad because it bore Stalin's name. Well, certainly it would end up being a lot cooler than anticipated.
Aha.
The Battle of Stalingrad quickly stripped the Germans of every tactical advantage they had. No more fast tank maneuvers and no more close air support.
Oh!
Just an endless maze of destroyed buildings packed with Russian snipers. Luckily for the Germans, there was no Russian winter to... sorry about that. Another Russian winter set in and turned many Nazi soldiers into ice sculptures. A setback.
Russia's #1 weapon, winter. Winter
To
in
make
Russia.
matters worse, the Soviet army was about to show the world they would be the ultimate Blitzkrieg bastards.
Oh!
2 giant armies pierced through the German flanks and encircled Germany's 6th Army, still holding out in the city. With no fuel for their tanks, no food for their soldiers, and zero protection against the cold, the 6th Army was doomed and ultimately surrendered to the Russians.
Damn.
Despite all that, the days of Blitzkrieg were not over for the Germans. They would still carry out fast-moving tank maneuvers, just more in the direction of Berlin.
Retreating. That's funny. Wow, that was awesome. I learned about Blitzkrieg before, but I don't know if I ever really realized how incredibly effective it actually was. Like, having entire countries surrender in hours, I mean, that doesn't even seem possible to me. Like, just how dominant World War II Nazi Germany was on the battlefield, at least at the beginning. Really interesting video today, but I'm curious what you guys, the experts, have to say. So what do you think of the video? Let me know your thoughts. Leave your mustard down in the comment section below. And when you're done there, leave a like, consider subscribing, all that good stuff. It helps out a lot. But that being said, that's all the time that I have for today. So thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.